absolutely understand your concern. So I want to show you our very first co-parenting journal. We started it in April 2021, so my son was 4.5 at the time. This was our very first page in our journal, and as an undated yearly planner, there's so much opportunity for our kids to help fill it out. At 4, your child is probably writing too, so my son was very eager and willing to write in all of the months and years and the dates. He was also doing which home he was at and circling the feelings. I do think that with the journal entries, you and your co-parent will have to do the heavy lifting. Of course, kids could draw about it, they can write a word. It really does grow with your child, but my co-parent and I decided that we would just do that writing so we could write about what happened during his day. Since this was a partial month, I will take you through a full month spread. So this was for the month of May 2021. It has the affirmation, "My feelings matter." And then for the child, they have a reflection, and it's very simple, so any kid can do it. So what makes me feel happy? And my son, this is his handwriting, he wrote that's his name, Emil, and he wrote Mama. We didn't get to fill this out. And then what makes him scared? When there is a monster in the bedroom. So that's something his dad wrote. And then parents, we share something, what makes us feel happy, sad, and scared. We didn't get to fill it out, but my son's dad did write something here. This is the monthly calendar, and my son was just practicing his numbers. You could see his 3 is still backwards, which is really cute, but it's all totally fine. It just gets them practice in getting their schedule organized, just having those skills that they actually will need to grow and develop. This is the month of May, and sometimes we do miss entries. We're just, as single parents, you are so busy, but this is typically what it looks like, where my son's dad and I do the writing, and then my son we would always have him do this portion at the very least. So where he's at, he would write Mom or Papa, and then we would always have him circle the feelings. So at the very least, that's something that is manageable, and all kids, even as young as 3, can do. So as you can see, my son's dad and I, we actually write a lot, just to kind of give us more information about what happens during our son's day. And then there are blank pages at the end. Sometimes we don't get to it, but my son does like to draw his favorite drawing, which is a car and a bus. He's been doing that for years right now, which is really nice. So fast forward to 2 years later, my son is 7 here, and he's doing so much more writing. He's getting creative, writing in February in different colors. For the affirmation, I am loved, he filled in, I love myself because I am a good friend, I am a good helper. And then I filled out this page. And then my son is continuing to write in the month and the year. He still writes in his schedule between homes, and that's something I do with him every single week so that it sets him up for success for the week, so he is not in the dark about knowing what's going to happen, where he's going to be, and he can ask me questions. He circles his emotions. It's not something we do every day, but we try to do it as often as possible so that he has a chance to express how he feels. I know my son started to write in more this year, and this is actually something we also do, is reward stickers. Either I do it or my son gives himself stickers just for doing a great job on something. Let me see if I can find some of his handwriting. But you can see, like, I make the blank pages into a scrapbook, and I put in, oh, he made this, things that he loves, and he drew everything that he loves, gems and cookies, and I put in his schoolwork as a nice keepsake. So let me see if I can find, so you can just see that he is filling it out so much more, and we never force him. It really is, the way I look at it is that this is a family journal that all of us participate in. Is not just his responsibility. He is a co-parented kid because of us, so it's our responsibility as parents to provide him the tools and the support and the connection. And I really think that when you journal together as a family, it just is a really beautiful thing for them, and it's a fun project for them that they still get to do with both their parents, even though you're separated. Here are a few more examples of my son's handwriting. He just writes very simple sentences, which is totally fine. We went to the beach, and he messed up a lot here, which is totally fine. We went to the running track, and we watched Frozen 2. I think the only area where a 4-year-old might struggle a little bit are these monthly reflection questions that have to do with the affirmation. So I love myself because something hard that I've done is once made a difference when. So definitely these are things that your child might need to be a little bit older, but You can always do it with your child. That's the whole point of this book, is that you have an activity to do together, and if they can't think of something, I am sure you can think of something for them that makes them feel good about themselves, that makes them reflect, and that helps them practice the affirmation. So really, I think there is no best or ideal time to start. Whether your child is 4 or 8 or 10, I still think they will get so much out of it. I mean, I want you to just think, like, what if your parents had kept a journal with you?